How far right is that gone? One thing I want to speak to you about today is hitting at that golf ball. How many times you have that urge, right? You get downwind, you get on a par 5 or a wide open par 4 and you think, bombs away here. We can absolutely go for this. Well, I want you to stop hitting at the golf ball and I want you to work on the sequence of the events that have to happen in that downswing. You're going to enjoy this one. So yes guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm Alex and I'm a PGA golf professional. If you're brand new to this channel, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. And if this video helps you, hit that thumbs up button too. I'm going to say one thing. You're going to enjoy this because by the end of the video, you're going to have that urge of hitting gone. Let's get to it. I honestly think the best way for me to describe this is this, okay? Have a look at this slow-mo on the side of the screen. Now imagine, right, this driver was an axe and there was a piece of wood on the floor here. And if I wanted to sort of get as much out of this axe as I possibly could, as in stood here and hitting down in this motion, I wouldn't just stand here and do it with my arms, would I? Yeah, I mean, I could, but it wouldn't produce too much force. Okay, now watch this slow motion. Have a look at this now. If I really wanted to put some real force in it, I would extend, I would start my lower body, upper body, and then at last point, my arms would come down in order to strike this away. Now, I realise that axe motion in the golf swing would probably put fear into 99% of us. Okay, let's flip the axe motion on its head. Let's turn our golf club round this direction and apply the same theory. So if you use that same theory here, and as you can see, I've just turned that golf club head around like this, and I made, let's say our piece of wood was here, and I made that move now just with my arms, it would feel quite rushed and it would feel like that club or that axe was swinging me. Now, if I went here and shifted, moved, and then hit, I would have, one, a lot more control of my club, two, generate a lot more speed, but also have a lot more control because this wouldn't then be swinging me. So what I'm saying to you here is, it's very important if you want to stop hitting at the golf ball, you want to stop rushing that downswing, that you actually get the sequence of events that have to happen. And this is really, really nice. Okay, flipping down the line for this because this is nice. This is nice. Hit that thumbs up button though if you are enjoying this. And you know what? I think those two analogies are really easy to understand. So let's crack on. By the way, how good is this place? We're down at Golf Bays. It's in Holmes Chapel. It's not far from me. It's just an unbelievable setup. 2 TrackMan bays. Perfect for some practice, especially when the weather's like this. Okay, so what we were saying here is, and just think about this logically, is we don't want to just make a swing that's like this. We're out of control, it's going to feel rushed, we're going to feel like we're really hitting towards the golf ball, and what I tend to see is like we tend to throw the power away there. I mean, have a look at this club head speed, 97.8. Now it's not slow, but I want to show you the difference at the end by getting this sequence. So I think of it as sort of 3 stages, okay? So if we had, stage 1 is everything below your knees, okay? Stage 2 is our hips. Stage 3 is our upper half of our body. I'll repeat that again. Stage 1 is our knees. Stage 2 is our hips. So let's say our belt buckle line. And the final stage is this shoulder line. Now notice, not at any point right here have I mentioned my arms and the club. I want that to move as a result of. I want that to move because everything else has done its job for us. So let's really break this down. Now have a look at this closely. I'm going to put a slow-mo on the side of the screen here and just explain it. So looking at this here, you can see first trigger that I want you to think about is your knees coming back to where they started. Okay, if there's a circle on the screen where they started at address here, I turn, they come back to where they started. This then drags my belt line. Okay, once my belt line started to move, then my upper body can now move. So how I would bring this into your golf game, if you're down at the range now, if you're not, you could actually just do this just with your arms and that'd be completely fine. I want you to feel as though you've got a bit of a routine. So we're going to swing up, knees back to where they started. Okay, look how this has dragged my belt buckle. Keep going. Look how this has dragged my shoulders to the point at which I have a different position. Hips to shoulders, there's a stretch, and now my arms can swing through just because they're being dragged there. So from down the line, this would look very much more like this. So it's almost like I'm really trying to leave my hands as high as they can for as long as they can. Now, the way I picture this, and this is really nice, Morikawa, Louis Oosthuizen. So really picturing that we're going to have that sort of half a second pause at the top to allow that lower half to bring that club through. Okay, let me just hit 3 or 4 away here on the screen. I'm going to really exaggerate this, and please just have a go. I mean, I know sometimes you can't monitor the difference in speed, but what I would feel here is, and once you're giving it a try, is that it should feel smoother. You should feel more brisk, but with more balance. Okay, now pay reference to this. 136 ball speed, 97.8. I felt completely out of control. Let's have a look at this now. Really feeling as though lower. So 1, 2, 3. I'd count it down in your head possibly as well. I mean, that's a totally different hit. 109, way more under control. Totally different in distance. Just keep going with it, keeping that rhythm. Almost picturing. Again, you would make this move. If I stood here with an axe, I would make this move. I would go 1, 2, 3. Axe would move into that spot. I wouldn't try and actively hit with my arms. It's crazy, I know. Okay, watch this again. Stay fluid with it. Don't get all tense. And look how much more I'm moving through this golf ball. I'm really feeling like I'm exaggerating that pause at the top of the backswing. I'm really exaggerating that feeling of that. Okay, let's go one more. I mean, these are totally different. And look how consistent they are. That's the thing. Not quite as good, but again, in play. So look at what I did there. I mean, look at the numbers. I mean, 106, 155, 277, totally different to what I was achieving before. And all I'm thinking of there is, okay, maybe put this in perspective. That first shot was me all out just in my arms. Literally, not trying to do anything. Out of control, club face everywhere. Horrendous. Those last 3 shots was me really trying to feel as though I had that sequence. I had that feeling of lower, 1 being knees, 2 being hip line, 3 being shoulder line. Break it down into that sequence, and I can assure you, you're going to feel as though you can start this golf swing much better.